Blakeley score, it's a 9.925, and here's Kayla DiCello.
Kayla's really grown in her confidence since coming back from her injury that held her out of college competition for 2.5 years. And she is so aggressive when she swings here. Clocking that handstand position. She's got the first one, huge release bar, a little close to the bar, but is able to generate enough swing to have no issues to the low bar. Man, this is looking hot up there. Just needs a stuck landing.
And what I admire and respect about this Florida bar team is that they are still keeping in their elite big-time skills.
We came into this rotation with a .475 lead. Florida is eating away at that. Elle Miller, a 9.825. Here's Addison Fada.
2 meets in a row. She got a 9.975. She does it again.
And Sam, I saw the way Addison was running, very similar to Kira. I can tell by the way that they run with their chest up and their knees horizontal that they're going to control this landing so well. Elbow position, again, watch her arms. They fly out to the side.
Coaches say how important it is for her to be patient off the table. And man, that was textbook technique. Finds the landing. You can see her eyes just spotting the floor, glued in.
And Addison's first 10 of her entire collegiate career, well-deserved.
I'm not saying she should have got a 10, but I'm surprised she got a 10. Here's Riley McCusker in the anchor spot for Florida.
And watch Riley's toes. They are glued together the entire time. To be able to point your toes like that while you're flipping and twisting in the air, just
big moment for her right here to hit that. Sometimes she's had trouble hitting a bar routine after mistakes earlier in the lineup, but not today. So I think you can see how excited everybody is. Not only is this a hit routine that's going to score high for Florida,
just what the judges want to see.
MJ Frazier with a 9.85. Here's Selena Harris-Miranda. And a 9.85 in this meet. It feels like if you're a Gator, you can't afford scores in the 9.8. It's going to have to be 9.9 plus the rest of the way.
And Selena's ranked 5th in the country on beam. Because of this series right here, she's going to do 3 skills in a row. Wow. I feel like she went higher on that layout step out than she normally does.
But this is really her best event because she's able to adjust so well. She's a quick twitched athlete. Already scored a 9.975 this year on beam. Coaches say that she's really bringing more than gymnastics to the team this year. She's been more vocal, and they really feel like she's instilling a bigger sense of grit to this team because coaches say that they have a really sweet team. So it's fun to see that grittiness Selena brings to the team, and that's really the word of their week, hoping that grittiness carries through to the rest of the meet.
2.5-tenth lead, migrate to the 5th or 6th athlete. You want to try to get it down under 2 tenths and then hopefully under 1. Kira Wells now the 2nd spot for the Sooners.
And Kira started off in the beginning of the season in that leadoff spot. Coaches switched her to the 2nd, and I think they were a bit surprised how much her confidence got better when they took off the pressure of being in that leadoff spot.
Well, there's a little bit of pressure here right now because the crowd was just booing what I imagine to be the floor score that just came in. So not only do you have to flip on a 4-inch beam, but you gotta handle the crowd noise or any outside distraction, but it doesn't look like it's affecting her at all here.
Yeah, 9.875 for Dizador. So slight advantage Oklahoma, Fada with that 9.9.
Locked in when she lands on that series.
And one of the hardest things about competing is you can prepare for a lot of things, but what you cannot control is whether it's going to be silent or very loud when you're competing.
That's why your mental choreography has to be so strong to handle moments like this. And Kira is the most consistent athlete they have.
Murphy, I'll tell you what, if Oklahoma continues to hit the way they are, even if they start taking steps on their landing, but hit their routine as consistently as they have through two, they're going to win this meet. The Gators need a little help. They need a wobble. They need some steps on the landing, and they need to be perfect.
And this athlete right here, even though she's just a freshman, John, she has so much elevated gymnastics.
Yeah, freshman Ella Murphy.
Right here, she pushes so strong through the beam, making sure her toes get pointed right off the beam. Not every athlete does that. She has such a clean look on the uneven bars, really brings that aesthetic to beam as well. Even her dance, her arms, her shoulders, her face, it's in such a precise location. You can tell these athletes, not just Ella, but all of them do hundreds of beam routines. That's how they're able to lose sight of the beam like she did in that ring jump and quickly pull it back on without wobbling. Man, and they are just cooking on beam. Oklahoma wants a perfect 10. Starting with the 9.9 and 9.95. Man, those scores are building. It's looking good for them.
Over on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. And she might have been a bigger personality than she was a coach. She is something. That'll be a fun one for you. Here's Sky Blakeley now in the fourth spot. A 9.725. Unfortunate for MJ Frazier.
And this first tumbling pass is so difficult. Last week, Sky took out that stag jump, which normally isn't an issue, but in floor, you need a requirement of 8 skills. So because she took out that stag jump, she only had 7, which gave her a 9.9 start value instead of 10. So she went back in the gym and has a backup plan in case she can't do that stag jump. She's gonna add in a straddle jump somewhere else. But excellent correction this week.
This routine is so elegant. She actually participated in ballet and tap before trying gymnastics, and that's what you can see. Her dance is just as good as her tumbling here.
Home on beam, and it's hard to imagine that that score will not be better than a 9.775 for Oklahoma to get the win. Nonetheless, we've got some more gymnastics. Selena Harris Miranda, and she's following a 9.95 from Sky Blakeley.
Well, she's one pass down, and if she scores a 10, she'll get her first gym slam. That means a perfect 10 on all 4 events. Got all the way around on our leaps, feet landing together. This is critical. Wow. Will Sky Blakeley have the assist with a 9.95? We'll see what the judges do here.
Scores tend to build. The crowd wanted it for Sky Blakeley. Will they get it for Selena Harris Miranda?
Some icing on the cake here for Faith Torres. Like you said, the Sooners clinched this meet, but I've been watching down here just how the machine that is Oklahoma operates, specifically on beam in a rowdy environment. Like we mentioned, none of these athletes on this current roster had competed in the O-Dome before, but they have been lights out. KJ Kindler spends the entire opponent's floor routine with the respective athletes. Some do stretches, some do handstands. They go through the entirety of the routine. You'll also see KJ Kindler stands at the end of the beam. That's intentional so she can notice alignment and foot position. Assistant coach Ashley Kerr stands on the side of the beam to be able to watch bent knees and connections. They are so intentional and meticulous about every detail, and it prepares them for environments like this.
Yeah, you talk about environments, and the crowd's going crazy right now, but because this is such a mental event, Taylor, you're spot on. I'm willing to bet, and I'm going to go on the record to say that whatever you say to yourself before you mount the beam is almost more important than your entire beam routine. It sets the tone, and these Oklahoma athletes have that mental routine dialed in.
And why not finish it with another stuck landing and another virtually perfect routine for the Sooners? What an absolute clinic they just put on the balance beam in a moment where they had to be on. They had a slight margin, but you know the Florida Gators were going to come for you.
So here, Kennedy, Kamara Eccles, we talked about her blind change on bars. That's something we want to point out early in the routine, and then it just kind of keeps evolving.
Yeah, she does a unique release move. She opens with that blind change, like you said, beautiful shoot over, by the way, down to the bar. And then goes into her release move, which is called a Horkina, named after Svetlana Horkina. So much height on that. Head coach Shannon Welker says the potential for her gymnastics is through the roof. And they've got some fun celebrations. I can't wait to see the Sellies throughout this meet.
Wow, what a way to anchor this lineup.
You have to have a strong core to do that release move, Jason. You'll notice she does a complete sit-up before she goes over the bar. And just stunning double layout. No deduction throughout that dismount.
Delaney Rodriguez coming up to anchor the bars lineup for Kentucky. She went 9-9 on 3 of her 4 events last week. Again, with Tanskanen not competing in the all-around, that only leaves Rodriguez as the lone all-arounder today.
Delaney is unfazed by pressure. Is a rinse and repeat performance every single week. And nails that dismount.
Delaney Rodriguez, and now Hannah Horton coming up here. Following, they gave Tanskanen a 9.75, so at the moment you drop that score in this Missouri floor lineup.
This first pass is enormous. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. It is so good. They've experimented with passes because she has so many tricks in her bag. It's just about finding what works the best for Hannah, and that double layout has been nothing but a success this season. Hannah might have the most swag we've seen in the NCAA. Eats up this choreo like it's nothing. Ends with this front through to double tuck. Used to actually twist out of this pass, but they like the double flipping better for her. Wow.
Love that shot from our crew of her teammates mimicking the routine in the backdrop there. You can't help but do that with the routine that's filled with that much swag. Now here's Delaney Rodriguez, always one of the stars of the show, coming up here on floor. Incredible performer. You see her in the all-around, wrapping up the day as the only all-arounder in tonight's competition.
This is my favorite routine that Delaney has done in her career so far. Seems super comfortable with this dance. I love the way she opens with that 1.5 to layout. Most athletes do a layout step out, but because she's such a powerful tumbler, she can keep her feet together on the layout. Takes her time with this dance, making eye contact with the camera and the audience. I like the way she does this choreography. Beautiful double tuck. That was a perfect stick out of that pass. Another 3-pass routine for Kentucky. Ends with this 1.5 front layout. If she can find her feet, this is going to be a big score. The highest score we've seen so far in this Kentucky.
A rarity for her. Do not see that a lot. Kreslin Bros now coming up. I know you love this floor routine from Kreslin.
I've been waiting all night to see this Kreslin Bros floor routine. She can put up a huge number here. Has scored a perfect 10 last season.
One of those uncommon 3-pass routines.
Beautifully done. Also ends with an E-level pass to front double twist. Doing 3 passes and ending with an E-pass is not necessary, and Tim Garrison talked to her about it when she came back into the floor lineup, said, hey, you can downgrade your routine, and Kreslin said, absolutely not. Floaty on that second pass. Kreslin has a dance quality that is just unique from other gymnasts. Goes full out in every dance move.
She had it set on the floor in 2025.
That was pretty good.
Only get 10 degrees there. So if you're not in that 90 to 80 range, you are going to get a deduction from the judges. Here's Kalia Lincoln opening up her night, the sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Only her 4th vault of the year. She did 9.875 last week. We'll see another 10-0 start value from her. Yurchenko 1.5, and Blackson scored 9.625. They are certainly hoping to drop that one.
Alex and I saw her stick this in the warm-up.
And in competition.
Incredible. Her height, her elevation off of that table is just incredible. We talked about how much power she has as an athlete. The block, straight arms, feet are glued, opens up those arms to limit that rotation. Completely glued together. You can see her spotting, but Alex, I don't think I would call that a stick completely. She did have a little bit of a hop backwards, but.
And here is Kaylin Chio, the reigning national champion on vault. #1 in the country. All 5 vaults this year, 9.9 or better. And she went 9.975 last week.
And Alex, she has a cat instinct. She is a sticking machine. Her timing is incredible.
Feel the tension here in the PMAC right now. She did it!
She's lights out every single time.
What a way to cap off vault for LSU.
The pop off the table, completely straight arms, the amplitude. You can walk under there and just finds that landing every single time. It's incredibly impressive about her consistency, meet after meet. Large step forward.
Here is Connor McLean to finish out LSU's bars rotation. They cannot score less than a 49.475, which is a huge rotation. You are talking about an average of right around 198 if you get to that mark. 49.5 in every single rotation would mean a 198.
Breathless and fearless bar worker on that release move. That was incredible. Her toe point, her arm positions, the stabilization that she has on the bar. That was lights out.
And she's dealing with a bit of a wrist issue. Jay Clark told us it wasn't serious. She's a three-time All-American on bars and showing why. LSU's on fire. And that's what they do here at home. They have that advantage. Just Kaylin Chio to come. Connor McLean's score of 9.675, the one they are hoping to drop. Not bad to count a 9.825 from Ennis. Kaylin Chio is the top beam worker in the country, the only 10 this season on beam. Her season low was last week, and it was a 9.925.
Such a tricky beam mount. I remember as an athlete, I would want to do the most basic mount just to get on the balance beam because I would be so nervous, but not Kaylin Chio. Has so much discipline in every skill that she does. She got a 10 3 weeks ago on this event. Alex, we may be on the hunt again for another 10 watch, but I don't want to say it too early.
Yeah, we've still got some routine left here.
Overextension.
If you're not holding your breath right now.
I'm just letting the crowd go wild for Kaylin Chio. That was an incredible performance, back to back. Combination, loved how her hips continue to rise. Overextension on that split jump. Pops off the beam, has enough height and distance, and does such a great job absorbing that landing. I don't know if they're gonna give her a 10, but it's gonna be close.
I think, look at what this is turning into for LSU. You can see the grayed out score right now is a 9.925, which means that's what they're dropping at the moment. 5 scores count, the highest 5, and you drop the lowest. But what's the lowest gonna be? With Amari Drayton, it could be really high. Her career high at 9.95 last week. Just as high as that double layout.
One of the best double layouts in the country. Overextension of the hips.
It's amazing. I mean, she really struggled her first 2 meets. She's dialing it in, though. 9.9 plus scores 2 of the last 3 weeks on floor.
These athletes, we talked about precision and also peaking at the right time. She's really finding her groove in all of her performances tonight.
Wow.
Just completely sticks that landing, finishes it off with that lunge. No deduction there.
I mean, that was as straight as an exclamation mark, literally.
I think they're going to be dropping another 9.925 in this performance so far, Alex.
I think we might see higher. Not lower. Maybe a lot higher. Far on floor. Now, Kaylin Chio had a 9.8 last week, which is her second lowest career floor routine. That is not normally what we see from her. She's gone as high as an almost 10, 9.975. You just get the feeling like Chio and Lincoln are getting built up for it. That's generally what you see, right? The scores in front of you continue to build, and the judges have nowhere else to go.
And the build continues, no question. Such an aggressive athlete, full twisting double tuck. Yeah, when we talk to head coach Jay Clark, the last 3 athletes are solid for this LSU team. They just continue to build off of one another. And I'm telling you, they're 7th in the nation on the floor exercise. That ranking is definitely going to be moving in that upward direction after this competition. All about timing right there. The PMAC is electric.
A frenzy right now. Kaylin Chio has never gotten a 10 on floor. Does she deserve it after this one, Anastasia?
Let's take a look at this landing. That was a clean landing in my eyes. Overextension on those leaps and jumps. That perfect timing right there allows her to have enough amplitude and momentum on that landing. Alex, we may be on another 10 watch, and maybe the first for Kaylin Chio to finally get that 10 that she deserves.
A 10 for Kaylin Chio would tie Jordan Childs' NCAA high all-around score of 30.
But we need to remember, Kaylin Chio just scored a 10. Kalia Lincoln can also repeat and do the same. She is phenomenal on the floor exercise.
If you're going here as Kalia Lincoln and you just saw a 10 from your teammate, how do you, I mean, you have to put that out of your mind in some ways, don't you?
You definitely do, but it kind of sets her up for success. The judges are continuing to build, and if she performs exactly what she is capable of, that was incredible.
She's had 4 straight floor scores of 9.925 or better, so we know she's capable of it.
Love the classical music. Creates more of a suspense throughout this floor routine. Maybe a little bit uncontrolled on those leaps on that definition right there.
The score can get even better potentially with what Lincoln does here. I mean,
no words for this performance. Completely lights out.
You know, there's performances where you do enough and you go after it and you accomplish what you want.